Welcome back to another exciting shuffling tutorial with me. In today's session, we're going to be diving deep into some spins. So get ready because I'm going to be teaching you guys this one right here. So if you're sitting at home right now thinking, that looks so cool, but how on earth am I going to do that? Don't you worry. We are going to unpack that spin into 1, 2, 3 micro spins and then put them together, creating the entire spin as a whole. Let's get to it. So let's unpack that spin, looking at the first part of it, which is a tap and flick up, down. All right, so I like to think of this as a flick, as if you're literally flicking something off of your foot. What we've done here is tapping down, making contact with the floor. We do a small push, and now notice with that push, I'm also doing a hop. From here is where the flick comes in. We're going to flick, also hopping, and come up with our knee to then bring it down. So we are hopping with every movement that we do. If I had to go into this move from the running man, my back leg would then come up. I would land to prepare myself because I want to push, catch it right over here, keeping it tight, bringing my legs close together. The tighter it is, the more control you'll have over your spins. We're then going to kick and flick, also doing a jump in between, hop again, and bring our knee up to come back down. So let's do a few practice rounds. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Okay, let's try that again. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, tap and flick and down. 2 important things to note when doing your spins. 1, momentum. So trust yourself to go around. The momentum is what's gonna carry you smoothly through the entire spin. If you're going here, stopping, 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 that's good while you're practicing and still getting the hang of it. But if you really want to feel that spin, you need to allow yourself to just go with it. The next and probably the most important part is keeping it really tight. So keeping those knees bent, keeping everything super close. And when you're tapping and hopping in, you're literally sucking everything together. When you're flicking, you're kicking down towards the floor, and then you're just going to come straight up with your knee and land. So what we want to avoid in the spin is making everything really big. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to control the spin. So keeping it small, keeping it tight, keeping your knees bent, core engaged. This will take you a long way in your spins. So let's do a few following from the back. Starting with the right leg again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7. Now we're going to start to incorporate our arms. After we've done a few running men, we're going to come down into this sort of, I want to say Spider-Man landing. You are pushing down with your hands, okay, to lower your center of gravity. Now when we hop and twist into our leg, I'm going to bring my opposite hand to the foot that's crossed in front. I'm then going to push as if I'm pushing my foot out of the flick. I'm going to come up with my leg, see how my arm is matching, and I'm going to then push down again. Okay, so let's do that all with arms. Running man, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. So that is the first bit of our spin. Let's look at the next bit, which is this little drag and pivot. Okay, so you can do a few of these if you were to do this on its own during a freestyle. So let's say you're doing the running man and you want to hit this, you can go 1, 2, 3 if you like and continue, or you can hit full 1, 2. Okay, you can also do 1. So it's a nice way to change direction and really add some texture to your movements. So how we want to practice this is doing the running man as you come up and fall forward. It's kind of like a trust fall in a way.
What do you need?
Because you've got to take your weight from the back up and put it into the front leg. And then to move yourself around, you have to temporarily shift the weight onto the back foot, pushing down and putting the weight back on. See that? Push, drag, down. So just play with this. Push, drag, down. Push, drag, down. Duh, duh. And back into your running man. And again, trust fall, push, place, push, place, push, place. So really, this is quite an easy one and really nice just to throw in to add a little bit of variation to your movements. Let's add it into a sequence, starting with the running man again with the right leg. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and step forward. 5, drag 6, drag 7, 8. Okay, transition, how to get in and out of this move. Well, how to get in, we've already figured out. Trustful. Okay, how to come out. Personally, for me, what I prefer doing is kind of like a back step. So the leg that's already bent, all I'm going to do here is push it back and bring this one forward to then continue into running man. It just feels, for me, that feels neater. For me, that feels tight and it works. But it doesn't have to be done that way necessarily. You can always go da, 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 up and continue. So there's two ways. You can either go from here to there or from here up and down. It also fully depends on the type of music you're listening to, the speed of the song, and what your preference is overall. So I've given you those two options. Do with them what you choose. And lastly, the football kick. Okay, it's not called the football kick, but I like to think of it as a football kick, as if you're scooping and kicking a football. Like, so think of this move as if you're kicking the ball around with a friend. Okay, you're just passing it on to the next person, and they pass it back and you kick again. So just a soft, gentle kick. How do we start this kick? We're gonna go heel to the bum, kick down and up. Okay, see that reflex? How I went back, kick, and my leg naturally just sort of popped up on its own. All right, so just play with this. Play with this feeling. Ta, ta, ta. And again, I'm kicking down towards the floor because I want to keep my spin controlled. Da, da. And again, back, ta, ta. And that's all it really needs to be. It doesn't have to be up here or far apart. Keep it tight, keep it closed, and this is going to give you a nice smooth transition when you're spinning. So let's practice a few of them with the running man. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're now going to come up, and as we do, we are going to do a small hop and kick up and down. 2, 3, 4, and kick, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and kick, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and kick, and 1. If you're finding the kick in the air a little bit difficult, what you can do is then aim to kick on the floor instead. So tapping your foot down on the floor as you come around is basically the same thing, but you're adding grounding to it. And over time, once you get used to the movements, you can then just start to kick in the air. Once you start to become more balanced in the movements, it'll be easier to keep your leg lifted the entire time instead of catching on the floor. So let's try a few where we're catching the foot on the floor, right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tap the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tap the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and tap the floor. 1. So play around with those variations, see which one works for you, get comfortable with both of them and add them into your flow. Right guys, we have done all 3 mini spins and now we can put them together to create the big one. So some things to note about the big spin. 1, it is a double spin, we're going around twice, and 2, it's going to be over to the right. All right, let's put those mini spins together. We're going to start off with 2 running man, right leg first. We're going to go 1, 2. We're then going to come down for push and flick and trustful. Drag, place, hop, football kick, and down. Now the hops here are super important because it's what's going to help us continue the movement. So let's go through that again a little bit faster. Running man with the right leg. 1, 2, 3, hop, 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 drop, drag, hop, hop, and down. Let's add on some counts. We're gonna go and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's follow that again from the back. Starting with the right leg, we're gonna go and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just keep drilling that one together. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, guys. We've made it, and I'm sure you've absolutely smashed it back home. So let's practice that to music. So play around with the different spins, mixing and matching with other moves, working them into your freestyle and your flow. Are we ready? Thank you for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on videos just like this one. If you're new to the world of shuffling and you're looking to expand your footwork vocabulary, then check out the description below. I have linked my Intro to Shuffling for Beginners course, which will help you to nail those fundamentals in cutting shapes and shuffling. So if that interests you, go check it out. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!